Fast-breaking developments in the coronavirus emergency in the U.S., the number of cases soaring just today.
As deaths from COVID-19 continue to climb in Michigan, healthcare workers at all levels are calling for help.
Everyone is asking, how long can we live like this? How long can we expect this to go on?
It's no secret 2020 has been a difficult year for Michiganders and the people around the world. COVID-19 pandemic has delivered challenges to our collective doorstep that few of us imagined possible. For many, life itself has been at stake. This virus has taken our mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, and best friends and colleagues from us far too soon. For that, I'm deeply sorry. As we continue to navigate this unprecedented situation together, I pledge our company will continue to work toward ending the suffering the pandemic has brought to us and to do our part to end this crisis once and for all. We continue to act to address all we can control. I'm proud to say that alongside our community and government partners, DTE's 10,000 plus employees continue to roll up their sleeves, put on their masks, and find new ways to support our customers and communities.
In this video, we'll share some examples of what we've accomplished and how we've continued our service alongside our community partners. As many of you know, at DTE, our ability to serve starts and ends with our people. That's why everything that we do is rooted in a safety mindset. Because of our safety-first approach, as new information about the pandemic began to emerge in early March, we were among the first companies in our state to direct all possible employees to work remotely. And we paused all non-critical infrastructure and maintenance work. We drastically changed the ways we work, from personal protective equipment to vehicle assignments and cleaning procedures, with employee and customer safety top of mind.
DTE was advanced in their thinking and their handling of the pandemic from the very beginning. They really relied on science, they relied on medicine, they relied on analytics, and they integrated that all together to determine the best action for their employees and for their customers. They role modeled the way early on when it was clear that distance was going to help us with this virus.
It's an awesome feeling to work for a company that takes my safety the #1 priority, ensuring that I have the proper PPE when in regards to COVID-19. We're safe where we have to work in the office, and also the flexibility of working from home. Every day we're learning, we're getting better at this, but overall it's one of those things where we take this serious. We want to make sure our employees are safe, we want to make sure the public is safe. We still got that pride of we're making a difference, we're making an impact, and here in Grand Rapids we feel the love from the public, and yeah, it's very prideful.
We did what we could to keep others safe too. Early in the pandemic, we all saw stories about hospital workers and first responders working without adequate supplies of masks, face shields, gloves, and hand sanitizer. We knew we had the resources and connections to help, and that's exactly what we did. Through the tireless work of our company's team of supply chain experts and with the support of the DTE Foundation, we were able to procure and donate more than 2 million KN95 masks for first responders and essential service providers. During this time, we distributed many of these masks to county emergency managers in Kent, Muskegon, and Grand Traverse counties to better position them to protect their first responders and their residents.
We were pretty excited that we got the donation that we got. A lot of our first responders were really down to a day or two left worth of supplies for PPEs. When we were able to supply them with more PPEs to keep them safe, I think that really alleviated a lot of their stress that they were going through. You know, here we are in Muskegon County, 3 hours from Detroit, and they're worried about our first responders. That speaks volumes about their character.
There were many situations that we became aware of staff members who were questioning if they should be going home, what they should be doing when they go home. And having the right PPE when you're providing care to patients was at least part of people's peace of mind. Getting PPE from places like DTE was one of the best things. Being able to share, yes, we've just received another shipment of this particular critical item, was awesome, and it really helped the caregivers at the front lines.
And we didn't stop at masks. The DTE Energy Foundation has already given more than $21 million to support COVID-19 relief efforts statewide. These efforts include supporting more than 500,000 families with basic needs, funding more than 3 million meals, continuing to work alongside 40 faith-based partners in more than 20 zip codes to support community initiatives, including COVID-19 testing, and matching donations to the Michigan Association of United Ways and Michigan Community Action, which span our great state. Our foundation also matched donations from DTE employees, contractors, and retirees to nonprofits, including religious institutions statewide. Together, these gift matching programs provided more than $2 million to support our neighbors who need us most. Unfortunately, as many of you know, many families in West Michigan are struggling to put food on their tables as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. And the food and nutrition many children count on getting at school is often no longer available in remote learning environments. I'm proud to say our foundation has given more than $150,000 in food assistance grants to alleviate this strain for families in West Michigan.
Kids Food Basket is so grateful to have such a deep connection and deep partnership with DTE. In fact, when we needed you most, you showed up for our communities, for our children, and for Kids Food Basket to be able to respond to the need right here in West Michigan. 3 weeks into the pandemic, we were getting phone calls from the DTE team saying, what do you need? How can we help? How can we make sure that everyone in West Michigan has access to the healthy food that they need right now? DTE is a leader in community health, a leader in collaboration, and a leader and a testament to when a company truly cares about the health of their communities, how movement can be made.
Our access to food during COVID-19 has been lessened tremendously. The people that have been impacted the most in our community are seniors and families with children. The funding from DTE came at such a time when we needed it the most. It changed the lives of many people. It is a tremendous benefit to know that we will have the support of DTE, which comes from their staff. And it's just truly wonderful what they've done for us.
The DTE Foundation also gave $400,000 to state-funded domestic violence shelters across Michigan to assist with operations, programming, and support services for survivors statewide.
The funding from DTE Energy is transformational for our organization. Guests who enter our emergency shelter are provided with everything from meals to transportation assistance to clothing. We are one of the only 24/7 helplines and being there for survivors when they need us most. We couldn't do it without the DTE Foundation, and so grateful.
At DTE, we know our energy is the lifeblood of communities and the engine of progress, and we take our role in delivering life-essential energy to all our customers, including those who have been financially impacted by the pandemic, very seriously. So, with caring and empathy in mind, we've found new and innovative ways to ensure those in need receive the assistance they deserve. In March, we suspended disconnects for non-payment. Then, we went to work to create a personalized service protection plan to help our at-risk customers reduce their arrears. And as many of you know, we partnered with community leaders to help us communicate assistance options to our hard-to-reach customers. These efforts included the distribution of energy assistance toolkits through your organizations and 30 neighborhood associations in Grand Rapids, Muskegon, and Muskegon Heights to let everyone know assistance is available to those who need it. And we also held an energy assistance virtual meeting with partner organizations, including United Way, the Kent County Essential Needs Task Force, the West Michigan Hispanic Center, and the West Michigan Asian American Association, to better prepare them to connect customers in need with the assistance available to them. I'm proud to say we also participated in a similar meeting with the cities of Kingsford and Traverse City, and with Goodwill Northern Michigan in Traverse City and the Petoskey Harbor Springs Area Community Foundation. And we're working closely with the state of Michigan to connect our customers to millions of dollars in financial aid for those eligible to help keep energy flowing to the most vulnerable people in the communities we serve. Plus, our DTE shareholders have earmarked $10 million in the form of one-time balance reductions to help ensure our most at-risk customers are supported.
Since the onset of the pandemic in Michigan, we've also launched and led several initiatives to keep businesses running and people working. The DTE Foundation delivered PPE kits to small businesses statewide to help them take the first steps towards safely jumpstarting their operations, their local economies, and the state of Michigan in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The DTE Energy Foundation donated 6,000 kits, which included 600,000 masks, 6,000 gallons of hand sanitizer, and 1.2 million gloves to small businesses to help them safely reopen. Many of these kits were distributed to businesses in West Michigan through our partnership with the Grand Rapids Area Chamber of Commerce and the Muskegon Lakeshore Chamber of Commerce. Now our team is continuing its partnership with the Muskegon Lakeshore Chamber of Commerce through our involvement in launching and facilitating a Minority Business Roundtable initiative, which is creating a platform for minority-owned business owners to meet and discuss the issues their businesses face. I'd also like to call attention to our partnership with Venture North Funding and Development, a Traverse City-based organization that provides financial lifelines to our small businesses. Our foundation recently gave $40,000 to Venture North, which will award mini grants to businesses across Benzie, Grand Traverse, and Leelanau counties. As a result of our funding, we know these dollars will empower entrepreneurs across the three-county area to continue to write their success stories. We're honored to be even a small part of their next chapters.
We have invested all of the DTE Foundation grants into small businesses, and so they use that funding to be able to have emergency funding, but then also have seed money to be able to implement COVID-proof business strategies.
With the help of Venture North and DTE, we were able to implement and execute a touchless menu system and an online reservation system. It showed that these organizations really cared about the small businesses in our community, and it was just enough that I felt like I could really dedicate it to things that I knew would have a long-term impact on our business. Actually, a lot of the changes we've made this year, we are going to continue those on because they're for the better.
The Resiliency Fund has been able to help well over 150 Northern Michigan businesses. And when it comes to situations like our coronavirus pandemic, we knew that we could rely on DTE to come to the table and provide very critical resources to our community, and we greatly appreciate that.
At DTE, as we look ahead to our next chapters, we move forward knowing and acknowledging climate change is one of the defining public policy issues of our time. And I want you to know we're making significant, strategic, and equitable change to address it. In 2019, DTE became the first Michigan energy company to announce a goal of achieving net zero carbon emissions in our electric business. Earlier this year, we expanded our net zero goal to include our natural gas utility. We're the first utility in the nation to include our supply chain and customers in our net zero goals. And we've already reduced our carbon emissions 30% since 2005, and we'll cut them in half by 2030. As many of you know, DTE is the largest producer of renewable energy in Michigan, and we're unrelenting in our commitment to continue to do as much as we can, as fast as we can, to provide our customers and neighbors with energy that's safe, clean, and reliable.
This is a relationship between DTE and the Nature Conservancy that's been going on for decades, since the 1980s. That's truly enduring, and together we really hope to provide a future of Michigan that puts us on the cutting edge of water conservation, of clean energy, of habitat, and makes Michigan attractive to anyone who wants to come visit, who wants to come live, and really be the forefront of the intersection between nature and people.
On behalf of DTE's 10,000 plus team members, I'd like to thank all our partners who dedicate their time and energy to making Michigan a better place to live, work, and to visit. You can be sure we'll continue to advance our mission to be a force for growth in the communities where we live and serve alongside you, with progress and equity at the forefront. As we've all seen in recent high-profile instances of racial injustice, including the senseless murders of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, as well as the COVID-19 pandemic, our brothers and sisters of color continue to be disproportionately impacted by negative events. This is unacceptable. It is my promise that DTE will continue to work alongside you to make positive, equitable change, and we won't stop until we achieve just that. This is our promise to you and to our friends, family members, and neighbors across West Michigan and statewide.
When it comes to Michigan's future, DTE is all in. We'll get through these uncertain times together. After all, we're Michiganders. We're tough. We'll power through. Be safe, be well, and please continue to take care of each other.
Thank you, Governor Whitmer. We appreciate the work you've done and continue to do to keep Michiganders safe and working. To our valued community partners, thank you for the important work you do to build stronger, more vital communities. Your work is important, and we're grateful to be a part of it. I look forward to seeing you in person again in a not so distant future. Until then, take care and God bless you.